Hi all, and today I believe is day 6 of the 7 in 7 challenge, and guess what? I'm talking about books again. I read, like we've said before, I read a ton of books. The last time I talked about books was actually several different authors that I really liked, but today I just want to focus on one author. Her name is Nora Roberts. Nora is, here's what she looks like, by the way. Doesn't she look sweet? Nora Roberts is actually sold, surprisingly, in the romance section. I mean, I guess I've been reading her for years, so I kind of just don't really pay attention to the romancy parts as much anymore, just because it's part of the book and I've come to accept it. And with most of the books I read, they all have those romancy parts. So when I went to the bookstore the first time looking for some of her material, I actually had to go ask where they were, and they said they were in romance, and I was embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, when I thought romance, I thought like Fabio on the cover of something with some like damsel in distress. So eye-opening for me, but I have been reading Nora Roberts for many years. Several family members also have read her material, and we just kind of share and pass books around. She has a ton of trilogies and books series that have several books in them, and I often find myself, I pick up the first one only to find out that the second one doesn't release for like 6 months later or a year later, and then I read that one. I have to wait for the next one. So I will tell you about a trilogy that is already out, so you can get all 3 of them. I have, of course, read all 3 of them. This one was actually published. You can actually, if you like listen to the book pages, they kind of sound like crunchy. I think I probably got this one wet because I was reading it at the pool or the beach. I mean, sorry, not sorry. Published in 2004 and has been around for a little while, so it's kind of cool to see her books and how they've come about. This is actually the In the Garden trilogy. So we have the first book, which is called Blue Dahlia. Looks like this. And these books are not as much about plants as they are about 3 women, the tribulations and the trials that they go through as part of their lives. The 3 women are Stella, Roz, and Haley, and how their lives were before completely separate, and how they kind of intertwine between the books. So I love book series like this because you can pick up the first book, learn a little bit about all of the characters, and then each book is dedicated to a character, but they're all still part of the story. So you kind of get to learn a little bit more and connect a little bit deeper with the characters. So the first book was Blue Dahlia. The second book in the Garden trilogy is called Black Rose. Ta-da! And the third one is called Red Lily. So again, this is the In the Garden trilogy. There, as part of Nora's charm, she often writes about the mysterious and the sensational. When I say that, sometimes there's magic involved, sometimes there's ghosts involved, sometimes there's witchcraft involved, and not like scary witchcraft, but like sweet, Irish fairy kind of stuff. This one does not have to do with the Irish fairies, but this one does have a little bit, if I do remember correctly, this one does have a little bit of the sensational in it, which is fantastic because it kind of gives your imagination a place to go. She writes really well. They're really easy reads. The new way that she does her books is all of the sides, like all of the edges of the pages are a little bit feathered, so it looks more like a worn book. It's really just warm in your hand and nice to read. The first one is about, I want to say 360 some odd pages. It's not too long. I mean, the print's pretty good. It's not, you're not going to be doing this forever. So I would definitely recommend all of Nora Roberts' books that I have read so far, and I have probably 40 on my shelf, not to mention the ones that I've lent or borrowed or just read in general, both on my e-reader and in real books. I prefer real books because I can hold on to them. I'm just old-fashioned like that. Everybody's trying to get me into the e-readers, and I'll get there eventually. I just can't make the jump yet. So I would definitely recommend all of Nora Roberts' books. Just her as an author. She also writes under the name of J.D. Robb, which I have not read any of yet. I have a couple of them. I just haven't gotten a chance to pick them up. If you have other series or authors that you think I should be reading, I'm always looking for new authors, similar or different to Nora. But I really look forward to new stories and new authors, and hopefully you have something that I haven't read before and you will leave it in a comment on either this video or any of the social media platforms I have shared before. If you have not checked out some of the other videos that I've put up, go ahead and do that. They are all linked in my Meg OK YouTube channel. And I look forward to your comments. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for our final of the 7 vlogs in 7 days challenge. So until then, I will see you later.